That Pedal Show.
In 16s. Oh, I for that.
Hey everyone, welcome to That Pedal Show. Viewers, comments and questions live. Dan here.
Chick Corea here. Hello everyone. Look at that, looking at my phone. I saw a great reel on Instagram. I had to download Instagram to post something to Instagram.
Alright.
So I
That Aussie guy.
lost some time scrolling Instagram. We found a very opinion-driven Australian man talking about climate change.
Just glorious.
Which was quite hilarious. But then there were these Far Eastern kids having their phones at the table, and what their mother does is grabs them, wraps tape around their head, and tapes the phone to their head.
I love it.
And I thought, yeah, that's a good strategy.
That's very good.
Right. BV, thank you so much for
moderating
and for reminding me that we should probably turn the super chats off, because we've got a lot to get through. Thank you to everyone who's super chat, and if you have super chat, we shall answer you. Until this point, I'm turning them off. Maintenant.
Post haste. Forthwith.
Yeah, watch. It will secretly turn them back on again. You watch. Oh no. There you go. That's good. Can I have some housekeeping music, Dan?
Yes, sure. Housekeeping music.
There's currently no shipping to Canada because of
shipping to Canada.
Due to postal workers' strikes.
Postal workers' strikes. There's postal workers' strikes. They're gonna go on strike. They're gonna strike all night. Hey.
And as we often say, it's not our fault, because all our shipping companies have temporarily suspended.
They are
shipping
suspended.
to Canada.
Suspended to Canada. Suspended to Canada.
I think Fox and CNN could learn something from us.
They could learn loads.
Because if you deliver the bad news with song, right?
Completely.
Am I right or am I right,
yeah.
Daniel?
That's
Anyway,
why I play guitar so much.
Sorry.
Going.
Sorry, Canadians, especially as you're such a lovely group of humans. Anyway, you can sign up for news and updates on this on our website. We'll let you know when shipping is back up and running again.
Canada.
And a lovely resolution. A perfect cadence,
There you
if
go.
I'm not mistaken. There we are then. Welcome everyone to Monday. Hello, Dad, if you're watching. Hope you've recovered from yesterday. We had a day long of live music.
Yes, you were doing sound.
Yeah, for 11 hours.
For 11 hours on your feet doing sound.
Yeah, at the end I was somewhat laissez-faire. Anyway. Yeah, thanks to BV for moderating. Thanks to everyone for being here. Let's have a little check-in, see who's here. Simon V, our DJ, is here, but he's asleep. So, Simon, wake up. Andrew R is in. Charlie C is in. Hey, Charlie. First time for you. Zarid is in. Swizz872. Jean Mirapika is in. Pax Panton. That could be an underwear brand. Travel underpants.
Panton. Pax Panton will travel. That's great.
I've come up with a new concept, by the way.
Okay.
You take things that are quite common.
And don't pay for them. It's called shoplifting.
Yeah.
It's quite the rage.
Welcome to my shoplifting jacket. And you mix them up. So the one I came up yesterday with is called cling foil. Right?
I like
And
it.
the idea is you make up
Yep.
the name of the thing and
Right.
then make the thing. Because the name is what's going to sell it, right?
Of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I've been doing that for years.
Oven chaps. So if you wear chaps,
Yes. Of course.
put them in the oven to
Yeah.
warm them up.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
There was
Yeah.
a jeans one, wasn't there? What was that? that was a similar heating thing. Oh yeah, baked jeans.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So please, your suggestions throughout tonight's
Protein chowder.
Nice.
Like that?
it's good. I think
But it's too close to a real
too close
thing.
to a
Yeah,
real
yeah,
thing.
okay.
Probably already exists.
all
I
right.
bet. Please tell me if cling foil exists.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so as you were, Hello to Airfire Ed. LA Cornish is on. Todd Roy is on. Hey Tom.
Hey,
John
Todd.
Q is on. Arf is on. Arf. John 777. Chris Costabile, non-aligned. Plexico, Duncan Plexico, how are you, buddy?
Hey, mate.
David Tompkins. The field button fat old guy at 5,000 metres. You feeling closer already? Am Design says R.I.P. Ken Parker. Dan told me
Yes.
just before we came on air that Ken Parker, of course of Parker Guitars, has sadly died. So our condolences to anyone who knew Ken. And I suppose we should acknowledge his significant contributions to the electric guitar.
Completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely.
Moon, Damien Joseph, Richard Pribanow, David Clark, Mark Hunter, Tim Mason. I could go on, but we've got so many super chats we should probably get into them. So thanks for joining us, everyone.
Yes, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for everyone who input to Friday's show on the rotary speaker simulators.
That was fun.
It is a shame we missed the Dawn of Prince one.
But we're always, I mean, yeah, I guess, I guess.
It may be true to say I didn't know it actually existed, which is quite bad.
Well, okay.
Did you know it existed?
I
I mean, obviously we can't do all of them,
no,
right?
yeah, there we go.
We can't do all of them.
No, you can't.
We can't do all of them. Anyway, there we are. Groovy. Okay, so and so to the super chats, which I just had open, and now for some reason I do not. Scintillating, isn't
I
it?
can't.
Watching men navigate around screens.
Yeah, to struggle with technology. Fabulous.
Yeah, this is what the kids come back for.
That's right. Okay.
Are we still on there?
G Bar says, wore my Play Loud tee yesterday, but for the first time I got no comments. Big outdoor barbecue Rodney Crowd gig.
Oh, wow.
Wrong crowd. No, that's the right. You out there representing, G. It's great.
Rodney Crowell, he released a new record a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
Quite significant country Americana artist.
Right.
Big mates with Emmylou Harris.
Oh, okay. Crown
All-
the Blackbirds.
All that lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So before the end of time, I'll find my way back to the super chats. Here we are.
Here we go.
Here we go. Okay, first in this week is Johnny T. Hello, Johnny.
Hello,
Always
Johnny.
good to hear from you, buddy. He says, D&M, will the rotosphere be made again by anyone?
Oh man. Okay. So here's the conundrum. It will take quite a bit of R&D for Hughes and Kettner to get that in a modern, compact format.
Is it full of LDRs and other things you're not allowed to use anymore?
Absolutely. They would have to involve
Roche non-compliant?
no. The guys-
Thomas.
They have to get Thomas on it.
Yeah, and also the guy that developed it with rewind. Hughes and Kettner. A lot of the classic designs involve Thomas Blug, sorry, yes, and Bernd Schneider. And Bernd was a really amazing engineer and creative mind. Bernd is sadly no longer with us. And that's not to say someone else couldn't do it, but I think the corporate culture has changed quite a lot at Hughes and Kettner. So as the question came in over the weekend, and the question that Dan was answering before I interrupted him, why can't someone just pull it apart and remake it? Why? That does seem odd. But maybe it's only us that are banging on about it. Maybe the rest of the world aren't.
I think the amount of money that H&K would need to put into it, I think it'd be a long time before they saw that back. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
I could be right.
Yeah, I wish they would, but it's to get that sound again. Non-ROS compliant, mains power, valves, analog.
Also, as a few people rightly pointed out, it doesn't sound that much like a Leslie.
It's its own thing.
It's its own thing.
Yeah,
it does sound
completely.
great. It does sound like a rotating speaker, but you could argue that some of the analog modelled ones sound more like the Leslie.
Yeah.
In when you, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we do know of analog rotary speaker simulators in development. We do know that. But
Yeah.
whether it will be like the Rotosphere or, with any luck, far superior to the Rotosphere, would be a nice thing.
It is difficult trying to recapture a vibe.
Yeah.
You know, not they fluked it, but they really nailed that one. It's like having a player the other day with the Akai Headroom?
Head Rush.
The Head Rush?
Yeah.
Far out, man. That thing sounds amazing.
Yeah, yeah. It was its own thing.
It's
wasn't
its
it?
own thing.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, and trying to recapture the vibe that these things have, I think is really, there's a lot more to it than you might imagine, you know.
So, watch this space. Raf Ratus, hey Raf, he says, hi DNM, I'm on the hunt for a Leslie now, and by the time I find one, not even the Pope would have been to this many churches. Wish me luck. Cheers. True story. My dad took over a pub once, and before I had the knowledge to understand,
It had a Leslie.
it had a Leslie in there, and it was disregarded. I know. I didn't know what it was, and I wasn't smart enough to just steal it. So yeah, they do turn up, but unfortunately, exactly as you allude, the people who know, and they are taking them out of the places that they might have been, and they were in a lot of places.
Yeah, they were.
So
my grandparents had the first Hammond organ in Queensland, Australia.
Really?
Yep. And my dad, when he was a kid, they would put him on the back of the truck with the Hammond, and they'd drive around to churches all around the area of Marburg and he'd be playing the organ. And they put in a lot of organs in churches in their time.
Wow.
And I remember as a kid sitting there going, what's that sound? And seeing, as sat at the level of the Leslie and seeing this thing go, then,
What is that?
And I'm like, what on earth is going on there? Yeah, I have a Hammond organ that my grandparents gave me. It's in Australia.
Wow.
At my sister's house, she's holding onto it for me.
Nice. DMK75 says Bonamassa owns all the other rotospheres out there. Yeah, maybe. Along with an increasing number of the bursts. Oh, amazing. We are going to see Pino Palladino and Blake Mills tomorrow night.
Oh, man.
Which I'm really pleased about in Cardiff.
Wow.
Thank you, Daniel, for sorting that out. Different Daniel. That's going to be great.
Must be a handsome man.
Oh, that's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Me too. Mango says, I feel like Pedal Porn could have a crack at it if anyone will create it. It's not a bad shout, actually. They went to...
They did a good job with the vibe.
Yeah. So, anyway. Sword says, oh, that was another one I had. Ironing sword. So you have like a big fire.
Yes. And you
iron your clothes with a huge, like, two-handed broadsword.
That's really good.
Ironing sword.
I like it.
I think it's got legs as a business.
I think so.
Confectionery. We had a whole range of confectionery.
What, in the comments?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember any of them.
Chippo lattes.
There you go.
Am I on track now?
You're starting to get there. So it's a cone of chips, right, with a frothy salt and vinegar
latte.
foam on top.
Yeah.
Chippo latte.
Chippo latte.
There you go. Oh, I thought I told you to shut up. Honestly, I'm so... Why? It says do not disturb. Look, it says do not disturb.
Yes, but you've got Bluetooth, and you've got your Bluetooth and... okay, no, hang on.
Right, then silent, okay? if I put it on Do Not Disturb during the night,
Yes.
no
nothing.
sound, no
Oh, okay.
sound.
Old man yelling at the sky.
It's not funny, but Mobile Gnome.
It's quite funny. It's quite funny.
I like that one.
Okay, I dig it.
Sword, anyway, Ironing Sword says, I was wondering if you could recommend some low to medium gain overdrives with no clipping diodes. I discovered while trying a friend's board that I really like the extra openness and headroom.
Yeah, there's a bunch of pedals that there's a three-way position that gives you symmetrical clipping, asymmetrical clipping, and in the middle it gets rid of the diodes completely, and that's always my favorite position.
The first one I ever came across that did it was the full tone full drive.
Yeah, that's the one.
And whether it's the blue version or the later red version, you had in that was a mode called Comp Cut,
Comp cut.
and that took out the clipping diodes. Did it? Is that what it did?
I think there was two modes, wasn't there? But yeah, the comp cut was my favorite of the modes.
But we're right there with you. I want to say the Cornerstone Gladio has that function. Please check if the Cornerstone Gladio has that function.
Yeah.
And there are Dan, as Dan rightly said, there are quite a lot of overdrive pedals where you can, if not switch it out completely, greatly reduce. A
Yeah.
Timmy maybe?
Yeah,
Does
the
the Timmy do
Timmy, the Timmy's. I think the Timmy's one of them. I know that Barber. I think the Barber Overdrive. Barber definitely have a pedal that does that. There's a bunch.
Yeah. Aside from that, to be more prosaic about it. So clip-in diodes are used in most overdrive pedals. Dan's going to correct me when I go wrong. You have an op amp, right, which creates the gain, the volume, should I say, the increase in volume, and then the clipping diodes clip it. And whether they're in parallel or series with the op amp decides whether it's a hard or a soft clipper ish.
Yeah, and what's their position if the diodes are in the loop? So in the op amp, you have a basically a feedback loop which controls the gain section. If the diodes are in that feedback loop, and then you can put, like for example, the Tube Screamer has a capacitor, resistor configuration around there. That means only certain frequencies are overdriven.
Yeah.
So when you put it in the loop of the feedback loop of the op amp, then they call the soft clipper. But you can put the diodes directly at the output of the op amp, where all of the signal goes through those diodes. We call that a hard clipper. Things like the Rat, the Klon is another hard clipper.
OCD?
OCD.
Maybe.
I
See,
think
the
so.
OCD's got a low and a high kind of output. I don't know if that is a clipping diode thing, but one is very much more open and big and direct. And
Yeah.
down is much more compressed.
Yeah,
It may not be done that way. But the point of saying that is most of them sort of modern, that's to say Ibanez Tube Screamer Boss OD1 derived overdrive pedals use that op amp and clipping diodes basic circuit design, but there's a lot of overdrive pedals that don't use that.
King of Tone.
Transistors.
Yeah, King of Tone's a great example. Then the boost mode gets rid of all the diodes.
So you could definitely have a look at the Chase Brothers if you can't find a King of Tone,
Yeah.
or indeed
Prince of Tone.
the Prince of Tone
Yeah,
will do
Earthquaker
it.
Devices Plumes.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. There's loads,
Yeah,
aren't
there
there?
are
There are
loads.
loads that do it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, cool.
you may need to hit the internet to come up with others. Johnny T says, fire!
Fire!
You can save one guitar, one amp and one pedal.
Stop it.
Strat 2 Rock Clon. Easy for me. Because they're the most valuable.
I would have to go SG.
Oh, come on, it's your Vox, isn't it? Of
It's
course
the
it is.
AC30. It's the AC30. And one pedal would be my Memory Man.
So I went on value. Now if you have to go for tone.
Red. Has to be red. Red is irreplaceable, right? It'd be highly unlikely, but if I won £1 million, I could go out and buy another SG 62. It'd take a while to find one like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Red is irreplaceable. So it'd have to be red, then the Matchless, and I would go with King of Tone, probably.
Yeah, I would just swap my Strat for the 345.
Right.
Keep the Klon and the 2-Rock.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Maybe a CXM reverb. Although maybe, as you'll see on Friday's show, a different reverb.
Yeah, that was fun. It was really fun.
The audio sounds
Really?
crazy good.
Oh, that's great.
Michael Giliberto, thanks Johnny for that question. Michael Giliberto, hey Michael, we hope you're doing well. He says, good day to both of you and all TPSdom. I enjoyed the Rotary show. The Univibe comment got me curious about what other effect gets closest to the Rotary sound and why. What about another show? You're not the only person to suggest that, Michael, and I think it's a really good idea.
Are we allowed wet dry? Because if we are allowed wet dry, then that gets us.
Yeah.
Because if we are,
Yeah.
I know exactly what to use.
Yeah, I mean, we could just get a bunch of things, couldn't we? So,
Yeah.
for example, the Jam Pedals Ripley Fall does a pretty decent
It does a great
version of it.
rotary. Yeah.
And there was quite a lot of comments, people saying, well, how is this different from a Vibe? Because I guess of that phasey churning nature. And when you hear them side by side, they're really very different, but I think it would be worth exploring. Like
It would be great. Let's do a wobble. Let's do
Yeah.
a wobble show because that's,
loads of people just use a chorus up.
yeah.
Michael Landau famously, but plenty of other people. Schofield.
Yeah. Got that beautiful analog man by chorus there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's,
Fabulous.
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael. Sean Mincham. Hello, Sean. He says, hey, lads. It's nice to be called lad, isn't it?
I was called,
It's been a minute.
I was called Buddy.
Yeah.
The other day.
I took Rosie out for a wee earlier. And I went round the back where there's some other officers. And I was going, Rosie, Rosie. And this girl looks up and she says, yes. I said, oh, no, I'm calling my dog. She says, oh. She's called Rosie. Anyway. Hey, lads, have you ever tried to make a pedal your signature thing in an effort to sound unique? I'm desperately trying with Bit Crusher. It sounds good sometimes.
So, repeat the question.
Have you ever tried to make a pedal your thing?
Oh,
your
okay.
signature thing.
Right.
In an effort to sound unique. So Sean is saying he's trying to make Bit Crusher his thing.
Yeah. No. Make music your thing. The thing is, if music is your thing, the sounds will come. There will be sounds that you connect with, and it's like that's the thing that helps me say what I want to say. It might be Bit Crusher. Bit Crusher might actually be your thing, but if you try and say, all right, Bit Crusher is now my thing, you'll be using Bit Crusher in places where you perhaps wouldn't use it organically. Yeah, I'd be very, very wary about putting such firm brackets around it like that. You know, it may well be a thing, but just, yeah.
I know guitar players that have done it
Right, made something their thing.
because they, and maybe this is a sort of slightly different perspective on your point. Like I can think of two guitar players specifically I know who made a definite choice to not play a Strat, a Les Paul,
Oh yeah.
a Tele, or a 335 because they didn't want to be. They wanted it to be their own thing.
Yeah.
But of course, with a guitar, there's not as much sonic difference as there is in certain pedals.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, like Kirk Hammett, wah was his thing, wasn't it? Was.
Yeah.
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 And we associate certain things with certain people. So I get it. I certainly understand the desire to want to do it.
Yeah.
To try and create a unique sound as well. That's cool, isn't it? If you want a sound that's uniquely yours. Like we could say that the way that Joey started using harmonic trem and the down-tuned thing, you know, that was very much a thing. I'm not saying nobody else was doing it. I'm not saying that at all. But it was certainly his thing, and then you knew it was him when you heard it. So I understand the motivation. Yeah. Have you? But you've never tried it.
I've never tried to say this is my thing, but what has happened is through experimentation, I have found things that I've just clicked with.
Yeah.
Now, you know, for wet sounds and delays and the flanger thing specifically, but it had loads of people had done it before me. But when I found that, it connected with me, and I think that's the thing. Just be open for the connection. Because if the Bit Crusher has connected with you, that's amazing. And just be open for lots of things to connect. And sometimes, depending on the song, nothing will connect. Or you won't, to connect, it may be minimal. It may be Bit Crusher into fuzz parallel with an octave divider, into stereo reverb, I don't know, but it's I think a spirit of experimentation reveals that.
Yeah. A couple more people to say hello to. Say hello to Jeff McCurlane, who's in the chat.
Hey mate.
And also our friend Gordon Rankin. Did you find out what that jack was, by the way?
I did not.
Gordon, you sent us a jack socket once that was a really, really brilliant jack socket design. I've got it in a guitar and we can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yes. Where was I? Yes. Yeah.
Todd Roy says, I'm trying to get Lil Wayne's tone. I didn't know Lil Wayne had a tone.
Didn't know he played guitar. Simon VRDJ. Hello, Simon.
Hello,
he says,
mate.
D&M, please take a question from the chat. I'm asleep. Okay.
Gordon says, Analysis Plus. Thank you, mate. We'll get on to that.
Thanks, Gordon. Okay, let's look for a question here. There was one I just saw and now I can't.
I've got one here that's from Sibu George. Says, have you guys played Wampler Triumph? Any thoughts about that pedal? Actually, no, but I was playing a couple of Wampler pedals on the weekend. I had a Sovereign from him a long time ago that I hadn't plugged in for a while. And anyway, I plugged it in and I was like, oh man, I'd forgotten how great that thing sounds. And then sort of looking back through the cupboard, I've got a lot of Wampler pedals. And I think he's a very talented gain stage designer. And there's a lot of artists that use his stuff and really love his stuff. And there's some really, really serious designs that he's done. But I actually haven't played the Triumph personally, but I'll keep an eye out for it. Do we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you sure we didn't have it in a pick and mix once? Maybe not. Because a couple came in together, I think. Yeah. I'm assuming, please correct me if I'm wrong, being called Triumph, it's a British flavoured overdrive, is it? Or different kind of Triumph, maybe? I'm assuming Triumph motorcycles is what I'm assuming.
Triumph.
But I could be wrong. I could be right. Andrew R. Andrew R. says, Dumble may have finally overtaken transparent as the number one buzzword in guitar advertising. Given the tone variation from one double amp to the next, what do you think it means when an ad says Dumble-esque tone?
It means... Oh, you know what?
I'm going to put on my grumpy hat and say it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. It might mean that it's got some mids. I don't know, because I was playing a pedal that's like a preamp of a steel string singer, and I'm like, where's all the gain? It's like, no, it's a clean thing, and it sounded great. I don't know. I don't know anymore. So there are Dumble inspired pedals that I love. The Kingsley Juggler is one of the best overdrive pedals ever made. No question. Whenever I hear it, I just think it sounds absolutely glorious, and is based heavily on that preamp design. When you do it like that, with real care and reverence towards, what made that thing so special, and the Alexander, I just think they're wonderful. When you use it as a tagline in your marketing, I get it. The tricky thing is, unless you've plugged into a Dumble and gone, that's what it is. The problem then is, though, you plug into another Dumble, you go, that's different than that other Dumble. It's a tricky thing. It's a really tricky thing.
Jamie Brown says, to him it means two things: massive, big, clean platform, and also a sweet, compressed violin-like lead tone. I wouldn't disagree, Jamie. So it's two things. Yeah, it's at least two things. Certainly that compressed, mid-rich lead sound is something that you would associate. But actually, when you listen to a handful of players who've used it, it's actually vastly varied. If you think about the difference between David Lindley, Larry Carlton, and Robin Ford,
yeah, that's right.
it's just like worlds apart, even though they're all in that nice mid-rich overdrive world. So then again, what does Marshall sound mean?
Yeah.
Because how many pedals are there out there that say it sounds a bit Marshall-y? And then that means different things to different people. Right?
Yeah. I mean, just the Marshalls that we have here sound vastly different.
Yeah. I mean, they have a thing. When you get them to a point, they definitely have a thing. It's like, that's a Marshall.
Yeah. The thing that I find about the Marshall, though, to a point, all of their amps have a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a Marshall thing that's like, that's the frequency that if you were designing this from scratch, you probably wouldn't include. But actually, when you get out, it's essential to being in front of that amplifier and hearing it in a band.
Yeah.
I was listening to some old AC/DC the other day, and it's like, I can understand when you hear that tone played like that, you can understand how plugging an SG or Guild, Gretsch, into that thing and hitting an A chord, you go, right, we're starting a band.
Yeah.
Right? And we need a rock drummer that's got a bit of swing, and it's all going to be around this.
Yeah.
Just glorious. Truly glorious.
Right. 4's from you. You sing about girls. You play ADGD.
And every now and then, can you go, Yeah, great. Done.
Hello, D&M, says Charlie C. Hello, Charlie C. First time caller. Long time listener. I've recently come into owning a 73 Fender Twin. I'm finding the tone stack a bit difficult to wrangle. Same goes for volume to master ratio. Any tips?
So the 73, I'm assuming it will have gone silver panel by then.
68.
Yep. So one thing that you can do,
Maybe even before that.
One of the beautiful things about those old Fender silver panel amplifiers is that they're very easy to work on. The layout tag boards. They're an amplifier modder's dream. And one of the things about those Fenders, I used to have a similar year quad reverb, which was the twin in a combo with 4x12, right? And it was
We're gonna put it on the list as the craziest amp ever made, practically speaking.
Yeah.
So if anyone can come up with another one, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah. And that was my gigging amp for a long time until it was stolen. The great thing about that amplifier was so easy to mod, and I took it down to an amp tech, and all he did was change a couple of things around the phase inverter, and he put it back to black panel specs. It was like changing 3 or 4 components.
Easy. The later it goes on, the harder that becomes.
Yes.
Because obviously, I've just Googled it. It was 67, the first silver panel ones.
Right.
I thought it was 68, but anyway. By the time you get to 82, 83, or whenever it was they were stopped,
Sure.
Vast difference in those amps.
Yeah.
So 73
Yeah.
shouldn't be too far away.
The early silver panel ones.
Yeah.
You can mod those really easily. In fact, when I first started learning about amplifiers, I started getting into it and buying books and soldering and modding stuff. And always the best amp to work on.
Yeah. I do understand your frustration because it's an amp with a huge amount of headroom, right?
Yeah.
So they went from being, so say 80-ish watts, mid-60s black panel one, to then some of them were quoted as like 130 watts or something. I don't know how you get that out of 46L6s, but whatever. Maybe they were cased. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They became more headroomy and more powerful because if you think about the time, that's what was happening. Bands were getting louder and more powerful, so you needed more clean headroom, and it was sort of the most powerful amp Fender made, therefore it was the clean headroom amp. And if you think about the people that played them, they tend to have fairly clean sounds.
Mm-hmm.
If you crank it up, it will overdrive really well. Listen to Steve Jones from the Sex Pistols. But getting to that level where it starts to sound sweet under overdrive is really tough with a twin, with a high power twin anyway, or a high power silver panel twin. So really, you want to be treating it more as a pedal platform, I would say, and be taking advantage of that headroom.
Yeah, completely.
And thinking about it more as a pedal platform. When it comes to gain and master volume, unfortunately, there will be a spot on both of those pots that is the spot, and you'll be able to hear it. So set the master volume somewhere sensible, like 4, and then go through the whole range of the gain pot, by which time you'll be like hurting yourself. And there'll be a point where it's like, oh, that's where the harmonics are. And the same will be true of the master.
Yeah.
On my 100-watt Marshall, unfortunately, they're both about there, and it's just too loud. It's too crazy. So, you know, that's why we end up with smaller power amps and different kinds of master volumes. And I don't know where it is. It's been a long time since I've had a twin. I had them when I was younger. And I had the same thing. I bought it thinking, because right, context, no internet, no mobile phones, couldn't afford guitar magazines. That's the context. I had heard that Stevie Ray Vaughan played a Fender Twin. I couldn't Google it. I couldn't look in a guitar magazine. I had no other way other than buying a VHS or something or whatever and seeing it, which you couldn't do when you were 13 and didn't have any money. You could look at the cover of Live Alive and realise that there was lots of Marshalls, a couple of Dumbles and some other things.
I love that cover.
But anyway, 14 by now probably. Anyway, 15. I had it on good authority that Stevie Ray Vaughan had a Fender Twin. So what did I do? Buy a Fender Twin. Plugged it in, turned it up to 10. I was like, wow, that doesn't sound like Stevie Ray Vaughan at all. What do I do now? Go out, buy a Boss SD1 and a Boss Turbo Overdrive. Yeah. And it's like, still doesn't sound like Stevie Ray Vaughan, but at least now I've got some overdrive.
Nice.
So, yeah, I would say treat it as a pedal platform. The other thing, sorry, I'm yakking, but the other thing to know about those kind of tone stacks is you basically got a gain stage as soon as the guitar
input,
goes in the
yeah.
input, and then you've got the tone is reductive. So with everything on 10, that's the most signal you'll get through that preamp. So the more you turn the tone stack down, the weaker and quieter it will get. So I always think, certainly where middle and treble are concerned, you want to run them a bit higher.
Yeah.
Bright switch
It's
off, probably.
Yeah. You've got bass and treble, which attenuate the bass and treble, and the mid is just like the whole thing up and down. So you can, a combination of the three of them. But it is, as Mick says, it is reductive. There's to hear and bypass. You to bypass a tone stack, you just turn everything on 10, and that's why amplifiers like the 2-Rock have a tone stack bypass thing, which just bypasses all that stuff, and you get this massive lift because all that gain reduction isn't there anymore, and the signal just goes straight through. It's a very cool thing, great sound.
Yeah. And I think I saw you say that it's got original JBLs as well. I mean, that is a brutal speaker.
Boy, oh boy.
So I would say what you've got there is a wonderful, wonderful pedal platform. So lean on your pedals a bit more. You might even want to look at a nice valve overdrive or pre, and
compressor.
then just bask in the amazing headroom and
enjoy it.
Extent of a silver panel twin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Right. Zarid says, "Hi DNM. Please take a question from the chat." Well, thank you, Zarid. That's very generous of you. Tony Blues says, "How can I connect 2 mono to stereo pedals to a stereo in pedal?" So you've got you've got 2 pedals that have got a mono in and stereo out. How can you connect them to a stereo pedal?
Parallel.
Parallele.
So, just needed to finish that lick.
It was nice.
Thank you. Because if you want to retain the stereo image of both pedals, you don't have the option if you have them in series, because you have the stereo image of this one, and then you need to sacrifice a stereo image to go into the mono input of the second one. So the way to do it is a stereo parallel mixer, so that your signal goes in, it splits, it goes to the 2 inputs, it goes through the pedals, stereo outputs come out, and they are blended together in parallel. Then left and right of that, further down the signal chain. It's the only way to do it. Otherwise, you're sacrificing one of those pedals for mono. It's it is a forever conundrum. I guess the other thing that you could do is, if you don't use them together, you could put them in a stereo switch, and so you've got a mono send stereo return on one side, mono send stereo return on the other, and switch between them. But just know, if you ever have them in stereo, you're going to lose the stereo image of the first pedal. That might be an easier way to do it.
There you go. I would add that if one of them is a modulation, like if it's delay and reverb and you rely on stereo delay and reverb and you love that, then there's not really any way around it, because stereo delay and reverb is a very special thing. If it's a modulation, just try it in mono, wet dry. So only send the wet down one side.
Yes.
And you will be amazed. Like if it's a chorus, what else would be? A harmonic tremolo. Don't really think Univibes go stereo, but anyway. If it's a modulation, just try it down one side and be amazed at the resultant effect that you would swear was stereo.
Let's do the wobble show, because I think after the Leslie thing, and a lot of people had mentioned that biamp thing, which sounded amazing, right? But I think that because the wet dry thing, I mean, this is, we didn't mean to make it our signature thing, but it may well be our signature thing. But the modulation thing in wet dry, where you've got that wobble just down one side, it's magic. And when we have experience days, and anyone that's been on an experience day that's in the chat will testify to this, hearing it in the room when I do I've got my vibrato pedal, my diamond vibrato pedal, which I love, and I play it in mono, and then I kick it in wet dry. The whole room just goes,
Yeah.
it fills the room in such a special way. And we'll do a wobble show, and we'll do the stereo thing and show you what that's like, because it's such a great sound.
Yeah. Alex241 is talking about Annika Niles. Why are you talking about Annika Niles? Or Niles or Niles? I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it.
Combustion Engine says, I think the 3-cable method is now the TPS signature thing.
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh, maybe she's drumming for Rush now. Is that right? I was half wondering she might be, if there was going to be any drums tomorrow with Pino and Blake. I don't know if there is or not, but
someone, Dana Carey, someone said,
isn't that Garth?
Yes. No, so Danny Carey used to play for Tool. Oh no, he still plays for Tool.
Isn't he in Supergrass?
I don't know. It's this dude. You know that guy.
Oh yeah.
He's amazing. He's also contributed to albums of artists such as Green Jello, Pigface, Skinny Puppy, Adrian Belew, Carole
Goffey.
King,
Danny Goffey.
Collide, Meat Puppets, Lusk, and the Melvins. Love the Melvins.
Los Melvinos.
Yes.
Right, let's move along. Swizz872, great to hear from you, buddy. He says, I got my 3-year-old niece to play around with a Chaos Pad and speak into the planetarium with delay, a rainbow machine and a ring mod for the first time. Lots of fun. Please say hi to Emmeline from Queensland. Hello, Emmeline.
Hello, mate. How you doing? Just saw a video of my new best friend in Queensland, and he has to be a Queenslander.
Who's that?
That guy you showed me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and Nika Niles is apparently playing drums in the new Rush lineup. Okay,
In
nice.
Rush. That's good. It's a good choice. She is amazing.
Yeah.
She is amazing. We saw her at the Clapton Jeff Beck tribute show,
Right.
and I've seen her play loads of times, but she is flipping incredible.
Awesome.
Flipping incredible. Well, hello, Emmeline in Queensland, and good work on the recording for your uncle.
Amazing.
Jean Mirapica. Hello, Jean or Jean. He says, hello, have you tried any of the new Epiphone inspired by Gibson series? I'm tempted by their rendition of the Corinna 58 Flying V. Thank you, cheers. I haven't tried any.
No, but how new is this? Because they did one a while ago, and it was like quite a few pieces of wood in the V, but it sounded fantastic.
I'm assuming this is a more
modern one? Okay.
More, I don't know.
Because I had a 1982 Corinna V, and it was the first reissue of the V they've done since 1950, Flair, Flair, Flair. And it was such a great guitar, and I love the sound of it. And one day I was playing it, and I caught myself in the mirror playing the V, and I just said, you, sir, cannot pull that off. And so I sold it.
You needed counsel of a...
I did. I didn't have you for my counsel back then.
Exactly.
No?
I would have told you to put it down and get on with it, Daniel.
Yeah.
Just keep the V.
I sold the V to buy Paul's Les Paul.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
All right. So Epiphone inspired by Gibson, somewhere between, in pounds anyway, in British pounds, somewhere between like 900 and 1,500 pounds.
Oh, okay.
For an Epiphone. So quite serious price for an Epiphone. Although I think we have to acknowledge that me and Dan are a bit out of date on what guitars cost. I used to be really across it, being in the guitar magazine land. I knew everything that everyone made, and I knew how much it cost pretty much. These days I look at a standard Strat, and the amazing thing about standard Strats is they're about the same price they were 25 years ago ish. And then Epiphones are now £1,000 and they used to be 200. So how does that work?
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks great.
There's an American guitar player called Kristen Capolino.
2-piece body.
Oh, really?
Looks
Okay.
like it. Unless it's a veneer, but
Kristen plays a V a lot, and she sounds amazing. There's pictures, footage of her playing with Billy Sheehan and a bunch of other musicians. She's great, but she plays a V, and
that's, oh my
it's
God.
such a great sound.
How much do you think the Gibson Custom 1958 Corinna V reissue VOS is?
10 grand.
10 grand
That doesn't surprise me.
for a new guitar that's shaped like a V.
It's I don't know what it is.
That's insane.
yeah.
I'm
it's-
sorry, that's insane.
It is, but they're cool.
The coolest.
Yeah, if you can pull it off.
I've only ever played one properly. Neville had one that was based on the Hendrix one,
Oh right.
on this one. That one. And that was just a... I think it was that.
Right.
Was it this? I can't remember.
There was a
And they sound totally unique, don't they?
here's the thing about that uniqueness in the V. They all have it. Whether it's a metal V or a Carina V, there's something about that body shape. They all have that unique thing. It's amazing. And again, same electronic configuration and a 325 and a Les Paul Flying V. The only thing that makes a difference is pickups. You are out of your mind if you think that's true because you watched a YouTube video one day. That it really, the V's really do have a thing.
Yeah. Athos says, didn't the American Standard get renamed the Professional? Maybe. I remember, and those of you of a certain vintage might remember, that in the after 1985 anyway, I don't know if it was 86-ish, sometime around then, Fender kind of rebirthed from the ashes of the sale from CBS management buyout under Bill Thingy and the other people. What the hell was his name? Anyway, he'd come from Yamaha with Dan Smith and rebirthed Fender basically, or helped rebirth Fender. And then the new American Standard Strat came out because they hadn't built a decent Strat for a long time, and they introduced a whole new bunch of features. And there was that Born in the USA advert with, I think, red, white and blue Strats maybe. And that was the rebirth of the Fender Strat. And I want to say at the time they were maybe $799.
Right.
Something like that. They might even have been $599, but it was about that. And then for the longest time, an American Standard Strat was about 800 and some quid. For the longest time.
Right.
And then somebody's just said they now aren't called American Standard. Which is kind of sad.
Okay.
I feel sad about that. Anyway.
Who was it on the Flying V? They put a bar between the V and put a Bigsby on that bar. It was like
Dave Davis of the Kings?
No, it was who did that?
Schenker?
No, it wasn't Schenker, but that's a great guess. Alvin Lee?
Could be.
Let me see. Let me see if
I'm
I've
still
got
looking
that
at a
right.
picture of it. I don't know who did it. But yeah, someone will tell us.
Okay.
Someone will tell us. Lonnie Mack.
Lonnie Mack.
John 777, Johnny
There you go.
Layton say it's Lonnie Mack.
Lonnie Mack.
And 40 Watt Podcast says it's Lonnie Mack.
That's a very, very cool guitar.
One of Stevie Ray's heroes was Lonnie Mack.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anyway, God. How is it possible? We've been doing this for...
I know.
Like, I've been yakking on about guitars as a job since 1996.
Right.
1997. That's quite a long time. How can we still talk about this
Because they go,
and still want to talk about it?
I know. I mean, you know what? So, I realise I'm a bit of a saddo, but I was practicing the other morning, and anyone that's sort of on my Facebook thing will have seen this. That the SG was on the table and the light just caught it in a certain way, and I just sat down looking at it, going,
Very nice.
"Oh, you're just so beautiful. I need to take a picture of you."
It's nice. It looks like a sort of bar room thing.
I just think
That's a pretty reasonable reflection on the old tin mine back there.
yeah, right.
That's the hardest thing to do.
I would pretend to. There you go.
It's nice. Makes me want to order a drink. Is that bad?
But they are just the best thing. As far as things are concerned, guitars, they're just fantastic. So I get it. I totally get. Obviously, I get it.
I'm trying to disagree with you that they're the coolest things. Is there anything cooler than an electric guitar?
I don't think so.
Maybe a certain kind of motorcycle. But it is hard cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Design-wise, aesthetic, culturally, artistically,
Practicality.
all that
Very
stuff.
portable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just the most amazing thing.
Mm.
Yeah. And there's enough of them out there that there's one for everyone.
Symmetry, not so much.
No,
Like,
that's okay.
A lot of beautiful things in nature have some form of symmetry.
Well, Flying V is very symmetrical. Sort of. Not, all the...
It was almost like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
I think this whole conversation is the universe telling us we need
We
to
need
get
to
a
fly
flying V.
V. Yes, okay.
Can't you feel the pull?
I can.
The universe is saying a V should be in the TPS studio. Oh my God.
I think it would look great, sort of there, hung on the back wall, like just forever, front and centre.
Moon says you can't chill on the sofa with a motorcycle on your lap. I almost know people who've tried.
With upset wives.
Did you have a mate who always had a motorbike in the kitchen? In
Bits of motorcycle
Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, there we are. Arf says a 67 Mercury Cougar with sequential tail lights is in there. Yeah, I would be right there with you with like late 50s and early 60s cars.
My favourite guitar store in the world is
Walt Grace
Vintage
Miami.
in Miami, because they sell vintage guitars and vintage American cars and motorcycles, and it is a celebration of a classic American design. Something happened, I don't know, in the 50s and 60s in America.
Oh, it's been quite well documented.
It's so...
Post-war enthusiasm,
All
growing
that
technology.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Really
Well,
incredible.
Don't forget, of course, that guitars of the late 50s were inspired considerably by cars.
Yeah, it's right in the paint jobs.
Yeah, and the curves and all that.
Yeah.
I suppose ultimately inspired by women. Can we say that? But
Yeah.
probably.
That's wonderful.
Picasso, wasn't it?
Yeah, Scott Ackham's guitar designs definitely followed cars. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, G-Bar says, and watches, Dan. It's across the street from a great bagel place. Yes, they had some beautiful watches in there. If you're ever in Miami, just do yourself a favour and just pop into Walt Grace. Really fantastic, knowledgeable people. But oh my goodness, some of the gear they have in there. Best Telecaster I've ever played in my life was in there, right? And how's this? I hear Liv, and this was a couple of years ago, so Liv would have been 18, 19, would have been 19. And I could tell it was her playing on this acoustic guitar, and it sounded like incredible. And I pop around the corner, and she's got this pre-war Martin, right, that she's playing, and the guys there saying, that sounds amazing. So what I love about that, where in the world will she ever get to play guitar like that?
Yeah.
He knew, she's a kid, she's not a customer.
Yeah.
legitimately just wanted her to have the experience of playing this guitar.
Yeah.
And the lights came on. She's
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
this thing and is like, oh, guitars can sound like this.
Yeah. Well, she's not a customer today.
No, she's not a customer today, but it was like, it's a really beautiful moment. And they're just really into it. They're brethren. They're brethren of tone.
There we are. There you go. So if you're near Miami, go to Walt Grace if you haven't been already.
Yeah, beautiful.
Airfire. Ed, how are you,
Hey,
buddy?
buddy.
He says, show idea based on an upcoming purchase of mine. The mystical brown sound. What is it? Some ideas of how to use it musically and defining some parameters around it. Maybe a short history lesson too. I would have to do some research, I've got to say.
Yeah.
So we're talking about Edward Van Halen, aren't we? Is that the brown sound, do you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know that part of it is the voltage attenuator that he used on the amplifier.
Yeah.
And it was very hard on the valves. They go through a set of valves every night. Also, they weren't all about the matched valves. They'd stick in any valves until it just sounded right. But it's the brown sound, it's a really interesting thing. And that has been quite well documented and
Elsewhere, so we wouldn't actually have to do any research. We could just cobble it together.
Yeah. Here's what we do. I'll call David Freeman
Yeah.
and just put him on the speaker behind me now while he tells us about the brown sound.
What I would find interesting about that, Ed, it's a great suggestion. And of course, it's a topic that so many people are massively interested in. Broadly speaking, Edward Van Halen, some sort of Frankenstein guitar. Was there any pedal involved?
Oh,
a phaser or flanger?
Yeah, so,
any overdrive pedal? MXR distortion?
No.
Okay. So Edward Van Halen, Frankenstein type guitar, a modified Stratocaster type guitar of some kind. Maybe some modulation. And we don't know if the modulation was hitting the front of the amp or if it was used post.
Front of the amp.
Modulation into the front of a Cooking Marshall, which was then voltage regulated using this Variac device.
Yep.
Right. Most people just stop there. After that, very, very expensive recording studio and certain microphone preamps, various outboard gear, mixing and mastering. And that's
But also, from that he would have bus sends going into tape delays, SD3000s.
reverb over there,
Absolutely.
other stuff over there.
Yeah.
So, and this point's been made many times before, but my question here then, Ed, would be to say, this is what you think the brown sound is, and we would try and record it as well as we could. Now stand in the room and listen to the amp and react to the difference between those two experiences. Because stood next to that 100-watt Marshall, even Variac, without all the post-processing,
You get very brown very quickly.
yeah, it wouldn't. I don't think it would sound much like what you end up hearing on a record.
Of course not. No.
And that's the interesting bit for me. And Ed, thank you for asking the question, because I think it's important to investigate that.
So,
Somebody's probably done it already. Johann Segborn's probably done it already.
but there are the elements within that are really interesting. One, a Variac attenuated Marshall, right? Two, modulation hitting the front of the Marshall, the gain stage.
Yeah.
Three, a tap from the output of the Marshall going stereo to delays and things.
Yeah.
So we did that with the SD3000. I think there's three elements to that will be very interesting to discuss.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that.
Maybe we could get a rock guitar player into Drive as well.
Yeah.
Because that, obviously Van Halen was minimally important to that whole...
Oh, yeah, he just flapped around the edges.
God, I watch videos of him every now and again. I'm like, oh man, you were the best. You were the best.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the Beat It story. Because he really didn't expect anyone to hear it. And
Yeah.
He didn't get paid for it. He did it as a favour to Quincy. He's like, oh yeah, I'll go and play on this kid's record.
Wow.
And there was at the time, the band had an agreement that they wouldn't play on anyone else's albums.
Oh
They
wow.
were only for the band. But all the rest of the band were out of town at the time. He didn't have anyone to ask. I'll just pop down the studio. And he went in there, and they wanted him to play a solo over the chorus, and he said, "No, there's no change in the chorus. Can I do it over the verse?" And that, they swapped around. He played the solo over the verse, and then he was only in there for like an hour or so, and then popped out. Now it didn't think anything of it until the flipping film clip comes out. It's the biggest thing in the world, and he gets it from the rest of the band, but he's like, and he never thought anyone would ever hear it. I'm just going to play on this kid's album. It'd be a bit of fun. Oh man, he was so great.
Chris Quinn says talking about the Brown sound can almost be like talking about politics if you aren't careful. Yes, indeed. Same with Stevie Ray.
Yeah.
Same with all of our icons. People feel great ownership and very close to them. So if you say something they don't agree with, they tend to freak out a bit. But
also remember, Eddie's sound changed fundamentally through the years, and from the master thing through to the PV, the 5150, that whole era, his sound was continually, when Sammy Hagar joined the band, when he, his rig was constantly changing. But the interesting thing about those early recordings, and there were earlier recordings when he was on the White Strat, which I think would then go on to become the Frankenstein. So it wasn't like there was the Brown sound and that was it. It was a moment in time for him.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting. Right, we'll get on it.
Few people mentioning Lukather in all of this. G. Barge, Lee Weatherall. Yeah, Lukather weren't they basically the main studio musicians for that record, or part of them?
Yeah. So Steve Lukather did all of the rhythm tracks.
Yeah.
And he just walked in to do the solo.
Yeah.
But
and
all that
Lukather tells the story somewhere as well.
Yeah. I would so dearly love to meet Steve Lukather, and I've got so many questions to ask him. But just listening to his stories about what it was like being a session musician back then, it was just like their day job. And they'd walk into the studio not knowing who they were going to be recording with that day.
Yeah.
And they'd just turn up and they'd have to go, okay, everyone's got it? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, go.
I hear it in a way from the Sound on Sound podcast, talking to the producers and mix engineers.
Right.
And it's like, oh my God, the dedication and how serious.
The level of excellence.
That it all is really inspiring, actually.
Unreal.
Yeah, really, really inspiring. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, we once again digress.
Sorry.
Carson Green says, I love fuzz, but don't use it much in my blues and soul playing. Is there an effect with history or quirks I can collect but use more? Okay, or is there room for fuzz on Freddie King covers? More room for fuzz on Freddie King covers than I realise. We get this a lot. I think I answered at least 2 questions over the weekend about it in the comments. It is very hard to use fuzz unless the music that you're playing has it in it. I didn't get fuzz until I started to play Hendrix stuff and listen to Hendrix stuff to try and replicate it a bit more. You're never going to do it right, but to get a bit closer, if you're going to play Purple Haze, it has to have a fuzz on it. If you're going to do it in any way so that it sounds in any way like it. And I think that's your route in. It's like play some music that has fuzz on it and understand how it works. And then you can decide whether you can re-engineer that into Freddie King. That said, right, if you listen to some Freddie King, when he's in that out of phase position on his guitar, and whatever he was using, like a super or whatever it would have been, like a cranked, him and Albert Collins, cranked high power Fender amplifiers, the fizz and the distortion you get on the top of that is not dissimilar from certain fuzzes.
Yeah, right.
Not like a fuzz face, because what happens with a fuzz face is you get too much woofy low end, and you've got to be really careful with that. Lovely up the neck, 10th, 12th fret. But yeah, damn tootin', you can use some fuzz in your Freddie King sounds as long as you use it sparingly. Maybe look at tone benders before fuzz faces. And if you come at it from fuzz is more aggressive, bitty distortion rather than fuzz is big woolly mammoth. Maybe that's your route in. But also, I would say don't feel too sad if it's just not for you
Yeah.
and it doesn't really fit in your music.
Yeah. David Gilmour's fuzz
Yeah.
was given to him on his, I think, 16th birthday by his parents. And that was the one that he used forever because that's the one that he had.
Right.
And he made it work.
Yeah. And tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know much about Gilmour and Floyd and all of that. I was never a fan apart from the big hits. And obviously I love his guitar playing, but I associate Gilmour's fuzzy sounds with just adding girth
Yeah.
to the lead playing.
Yeah.
Like I don't ever hear him, or at least I can't think of him doing big power chords and stuff with fuzzes, did he?
The moments he does, but it's, a lot of...
So when he hits that big note in is it the first? That's the second solo Uncomfortably Numb, is it?
Yeah.
But the first one. I think I was even in key. That's got a fuzz on it, has it?
Yeah.
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 So go listen to that. Go listen to the first solo Uncomfortably Numb. That's got a fuzz on it. But it's not
so good.
perhaps not what we would associate with a fuzzy sound in the vein of Hendrix or.
Yeah, but I think for a more obvious thing, if you go and listen to the Live at Pompeii, and you see it, you see that fuzz on the ground, and him getting around barefoot and in the hot Italian sun, lovely.
Will Wetherington says, "I have a Rat. Doesn't it get pretty fuzzy?" Yeah, great suggestion.
Yeah.
Will. So when you're right round there on the distortion control on a Rat and you set the filter in a certain place, that can be quite fuzzy. And as Combustion Eng says, Gilmour is famous for a muff, which I barely consider a fuzz. It crosses over to blow with distortion.
Yeah, sorry, the Comfortably Numb thing is a muff.
Yeah,
that's right, it's a muff.
So there you go. Maybe that's your way in. Think about it as a particular type of distortion. Enter Zen through there.
Yeah. Yeah, and so the fuzz thing is so interesting because you think of Troy Looper just said Eric Johnson uses a fuzz face. You think of the guys that use fuzz, and actually, depending on how you set it, they can all sound very different. Like, Hendrix, Gilmour, Johnson.
Hendrix fuzz face in that little gap between 9.2 and 10.
Yeah.
About 8.8, it'll do a fairly sensible mid-gain distortion.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
On the guitar volume control, I mean. Yeah. Maggot Brain, people are talking about. Yeah, of course. Arf is talking about Maggot Brain. Brilliant Muffy solo. Yeah. Todd Roy, I like it when others use fuzz, but I can't get it to sound good when I play. Yeah, you're definitely not alone, Todd. If I'm doing like a regular, normal gig, I don't take a fuzz. It's only if the music requires it.
I'm not to put you on the spot, but I do think you are an awesome purveyor of fuzz.
Bless you.
One of the best guitar sounds I've ever heard was the day that Mick got his Strat. I was stood outside, about to come into the studio, and I just heard this unbelievable guitar sound. I didn't want to open the door for fear that the magic would end. And then I just walked in, and Mick was there with this Strat that I hadn't seen before. I'm like, what on earth is that? It was just Mick, his fuzz face, into his 2-rock. It was spectacular.
Thank you, mate.
And that was an exciting day because you had that... Your dream Strat had arrived.
Yeah.
It was within your grasp.
Yeah.
You didn't own it then,
No.
but it was the first day that you were playing it.
Ownership, possession being 9/10 of the law.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway. Right. let's hurry up. Thank you, Carson, and yeah, good luck with that. Chris Costabile, hey Chris, he says, in honour of Dan making a couple of Radiohead boards.
Made 5 Radiohead. I'm making the 5th Radiohead board at the moment.
Can we have a granular pitch show? Granular stroke pitch show. Microcosm Enzo, Chase Bliss Mood, and onwards. Tom York has 2 Soma Cosmos pedals on his board, on his Smile board. Come on, fellas, get weird. I love it. I'd have to spend a week in a room. And maybe that's a really good idea.
We could do, or once the boys are finished with this tour, I might get Ed back in for a chat and go through his new rig, which features a high watt and a lazy J and 3 boards all plumbed in together. It sounds unbelievable.
That would be great. I think we should have a go at it ourselves though, as well.
Yeah, the granular thing. Yeah, sure.
It would be
actually, I've got like 3 granular delays.
All those years ago when we did the comfort zone challenge thing. You know, we tend to remember the drone shot and the idiot guitar solo, but throughout all of it was loads of Chase Bliss blooper.
I love that thing.
And I spent ages learning it and really, really enjoying it. So
okay, so maybe there's a challenge. Maybe
Yeah.
there's a challenge there. We can revisit the challenge.
The
No drones
granular-
allowed.
no drones allowed.
Yeah.
The granular pitch challenge.
Okay. Can we do that, please?
Yeah,
that would be
I'd
really
love it.
fun.
Or do it in a more communal type way. Maybe even get Doug and Pad in and see
Come on.
if we could do it in a more music, a more spontaneous music based. We'd have to probably put over a day to it, or 2 days, but do it in a more spontaneous music setting, because I think that is the spirit of those things, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that then.
Well, either or, but yes, Chris, thank you very much for the suggestion, and it would be nice for me not to play any BR for a minute.
Blues rock. Oh, blues rock. Okay.
Blues rock.
Right.
Blues rock. I know it's all I play. It's all I can play. And,
No, stop it.
But the people are bored. I'm
You
bored.
play it very well, but you do go outside and it's beautiful, and you do your melodic stuff is great.
It would be better to do more of that. I do love BR, by the way, but it does get a bit samey week in, week out on that pedal show. Right, non-aligned. Non-aligned says, right, would you trade out any gain pedals for amps if you had unlimited stage resources? That's to say, space, tech, all that. If you could have any or all Marshall, Fender, Dumble, Vox, Magnatone, Magnavox, Leslie and Dr. Z amps on tap. So what he's saying is, would you stop using pedals basically if you could have any amp you wanted?
I wouldn't stop using pedals. However,
Gain pedals.
I wouldn't stop using gain pedals. No, because why? Because there's something like a treble booster. You can't get that sound from an amp. Fuzz, you can't get that sound from an amp. So there are things that I need. However, a compressor, but a booster, instead of kicking on a boost, kicking in a 3rd or 4th amp. So we've seen Joe Bonamassa do it, and he has these switches that just turn on different series of amplifiers, and that's how he gets his boost sound. More amps are kicked in, and it's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I think it would be gig dependent, wouldn't it? So for any playing I do now, no, I wouldn't, because it wouldn't be workable for the sort of music. But yeah, if you had your dream band and all of that, then yeah, maybe, you could have I mean, it's kind of what Neil Finn does. How many amps did he have on that last Crowded House tour?
Yeah.
7 amps or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's amazing.
But yeah, I mean, the idea of having at least 2 Dumble Overdrive specials set differently, one being Robin Ford's, I could live with that.
Yeah.
A nice plexi, I could live with that.
It's still...
And don't laugh, but even a Ricky and an AC30, I would totally love that.
Yeah.
As long as it had a wide nut. But there's a show coming up in a couple of weeks. It was suggested by Yeatsy.
Yeet.
Viewer Yeatsy, it was suggested. And Yeatsy's question was, and sorry, it is sort of semi-related. If you've got all these fancy ass amps set loud and clean, does it make any difference if they're set loud and clean? Like, why bother with something like a 2-Rock? If it's just loud and clean, why not get a Hot Rod DeVille or anything else? Aren't the amps just all the same until they go into overdrive? Which is a sort of reverse of your question. And as we discover in the show, no, they're really, really vastly different.
That's such a fun show.
And Dan and I have grown up with using various overdrive pedals to add to what an amplifier can do. So, you know, Stevie Ray had Dumbles and Vibroverbs and Plexis, but he always had a tube screamer as well. Jimmy and the Marshalls, there's no Jimmy without the fuzz face. So
Yes.
it's the combination of this stuff that you get used to and becomes a comfortable playing environment. But yeah, maybe less gain pedals.
Yeah, I you know, the multi-amp thing is like loads of fun. And if you could, you would, right? If you had Joe Bonamass's champagne taste, champagne budget, then great. But we have champagne taste beer budget, and we make do. Of course, we make do. It's ridiculous what we'll gig with, but it's you know, man, having a 3rd or 4th amp. If you've got a wet dry rig, and you kick in a 4th amp just for a bit more of boost, magical. Love it.
Yeah, I can't disagree. Sean Brooks says we should check out the new Fender 62 Super. It's a 210 combo that seems really cool. I hear the brown panel amps are like Marshall light. What are your thoughts? Yes, so in its the late Fender's done a brown Super, which Joey Landreth bought. The reason we got into harmonic tremolo was because Joey Landreth bought an original early 60s Super into the old studio, and it had that amazing harmonic tremolo in it. And your comment about Marshall light, so we know the tweeds differ significantly from the black panel amps, and the brown amps in between were sort of the stepping stone between the two, and many people would say sound between the two. Would be interesting to hear it, and it's really interesting to see Fender delve into that part of their history.
I love it.
I love them. The concerts and the Supers, the brown ones, I absolutely love them.
Yeah.
Never owned one, so maybe we can get our hands on that. Nice. But yeah, we got Joey to thank for that, for us anyway.
DMK75. If you've been a real good boy this year, Santa might have something very special for you. That's all I'm going to say.
Ooh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Plexico. Duncan.
Hey, buddy.
How are you, buddy? Says, hi, DNM. Quick RIP to Ken Parker.
Yeah.
A great innovator with passion for wanting to expand the instrument, an engineering marvel from the 1990s. And likewise, David Tompkins says, maybe discussed already, but sad times. RIP Ken Parker, a true visionary ahead of his time. And the offer of the loan of the Fly still stands.
Thank you, mate.
Well, yeah, that would seem appropriate, wouldn't it? Let's do that, David. Thank you. I know we should have got onto it earlier, but that seems to be how life is going at the moment. Fat old guy at 5,000 meters. Fat old guy at 5,000 meters says, if your favourite guitar was a dog breed, Love this. What would it be? And what about your favourite amp? Well, I can tell you, neither of them would be a Sprocker Spaniel.
Oh God, that's what a great question.
I know, and we mustn't be pejorative about any dog breeds.
No, no, but okay, but you have to think of your.
All right, so my dog amp would be... Oh, God. Is it a Bouchon Frise?
A Bichon Frise,
Have I got that wrong?
the little white fluffy thing.
No, definitely not that then.
Well, then that's what a Bichon Frise is, because I had one growing up.
No,
His name was Benji. That's what I had.
definitely not a Bichon Frise. That is a Line 6 Spider 2. Here's Benji. There he is. Look at him. He looks lovely.
Oh, he was beautiful. He was fantastic. It was
I'm
a great
thinking of
dog.
the Turner and Hooch dog.
Oh, like a bull mastiff or something.
Yeah, is it that?
I think so.
Mastiff.
Yeah, he was.
Not articulate enough though, you see? Yeah, not a Mastiff. Not articulate enough. Definitely not a Great Dane. But it would be something like... Maybe it'd be a Rottweiler.
Okay.
Something muscly, but articulate. So maybe a Doberman.
Okay.
And highly intelligent.
Right. So, my AC30 would be an blue heeler, the Aussie,
Oh,
Aussie
right.
sheepdog, right? That's called a blue heeler.
Yeah.
That's the Australian sheepdog. And come on, there you go.
Yeah.
Focus.
Aussie
There
sheepdog,
you go.
mate. Yeah.
And because it's mid-sized, but they're incredible.
Yeah.
Yes, and what would red be?
Red is... I'm trying to think. A friend of mine's got one. The Belgian Shepherd dog. Oh, God, what are they called? Come on. They're called a Malinois.
Malinois?
Yeah, Malinois. Military use them.
Okay.
Visceral.
That's red.
Visceral, strong, athletic, incredible, brilliantly trained. Let me see. That looks more like an Alsatian, that one. But Malinois tend to be a bit more... I mean, obviously that is a Malinois, but they tend to be a bit more wiry than that. Yeah. Nice. What about anyone else then?
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Red Setter, says Lee Weatherall.
Yeah, red setters are beautiful. They're a bit...
A Malamute, says Combustion Engine. Jamie Brown says, Mick, your amp is obviously a Great Dane, massive and friendly. Yeah, Great Dane, good shout. Bit lollopy. Pitbull, says Deja. Fry It already makes one, so I'm sorted. Huskies. Sean Brooks says, I have 2 Huskies, a Pitbull and a French Bulldog. Help me. Yeah, man. Bloodhound, loud and clear, says Frankie Holt.
Yeah.
Lurcher, says Mark Guitar. Oh. Any dog. Dogs are brilliant. Dogs are the best.
They're just the best things.
Thank you for the question. Dogs are the best.
Yeah.
Dogs are the best. Jeremiah McCann. How are you, Jeremiah? Nice to hear from you, buddy. He says, what's the biggest guitar lie you've ever told?
The biggest guitar lie?
You've ever told. Mine is the finger motion, but no touch to the volume knob after being told to turn down. So turn down, yeah, all right, and you don't touch it.
I mean, we've all done that, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, the biggest...
I always do that on the... I just play a bit quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't hit the guitar so hard.
Well,
And because I've got such massive dynamic headroom, Daniel, there's a lot of latitude there.
the biggest, I guess, if this counts, we used to play at a venue called the Manly Boat Shed, which is sadly, it's just closed after flipping 35 years or something as a live venue. It was amazing. Where I met my wife, actually.
Did they have to change the name to Personally Boat Shed?
You know what's called Manly? Because when Captain Cook was sailing around, they saw there's an Aboriginal on the shore of the beach there, and he said he looked very manly, very robust individual. So it was called Manly. But
Cuckoo.
they used to have a Cuckoo.
Cappers.
They used to have the what they call the traffic light system, where if it was under a certain dB, it'd be green. Then if it got above, it'd go amber. And then if it was above for an extended period of time, it'd go red and power goes off.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a microphone hung down in the middle of the venue, SM57, that will be attached to the system. And we get down there and do sound check and stuff. And while no one was looking, grab a can of hairspray, spray it into the diaphragm of the microphone. And man, we used to hammer that venue. And I remember old Goffy used to come down and go, "And you guys are loud tonight." And we go, "Yeah, mate, but we're still, look, it's, every now and then go to amber. It's all good."
Regular viewers, I want you to note down how many times you've heard that story before.
It's great. That's fun.
What was the question?
Guitar lie.
Oh, yeah. Well, most of the stuff I wrote in Guitarist magazine, to be fair. When you thought you'd researched it properly, but you actually hadn't. Guitar lie. Never sold anything like saying it was something it shouldn't be or anything like that. Never done anything like that. Like deliberate guitar lie. I don't know if I've... Yeah, loads of inadvertent ones because of crap we wrote in guitar magazines.
The biggest guitar lie I think I've ever told myself was, "Oh yeah, I can afford that." That's a lie.
This guitar will really make a difference.
Yep.
This guitar will make a difference.
I can't afford not to buy it. There you
Yeah,
go.
sound checking.
This will be Sean Brooks. This will be the last guitar I need to buy. Yes, my big one is after this I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I have done a version of Neville, my good friend Neville Martin. We were doing a gig in a pub one night, and he had an absolutely exquisite Martin 0018. It was a beautiful thing. I can't remember if it was vintage. It might have even been vintage one, and it was just, a 0018, very simple Martin mahogany and spruce guitar, no adornments, just a beautiful thing. Anyway,
Hey.
I think it was a vintage one actually. And in the break, some guy comes up and says, "Oh yeah, I've got a guitar just like that. Tanglewood, is it?" Or something like that. And Nev says,
No.
Nev says, "Oh yeah, that's what it was." And sometimes I have had this at gigs.
Come
And people say, "That looks like a nice Strat." And I say, "Yeah, custom shop." So yeah, maybe there's that. Oi, Rose, what's going on? You coming up here? You got something on your eye. Oh, something in there. What's that then? You have to pull that out. You gonna come up or not? Are you gonna stay down there? You say hello to the people. You want to go and sit on Dan's lap?
Come on then. Come on.
Actually,
Hey.
I wonder if she I wonder if you might have a bit of a sore leg actually, Rosie. Because you were a bit reluctant to jump up yesterday, weren't you? And we shouldn't be encouraging it really. Okay, I'll take you in a minute, so you've got to wait.
That one, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
She was tired today. She
Oh.
had a big long walk on the beach on Saturday.
We've got a dog walker for Ziggy now.
Oh yeah.
She comes and picks him up and takes him around with a whole bunch of dogs.
Yeah.
And he
Does
just
he like it?
loves it. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. She sends us pictures of him.
It's really great.
Yeah, it's
For
wonderful.
their social life. They like it.
Yeah, very good for him.
Hello, dog. What's the matter? What's the matter? Has Mummy gone? Yeah, okay. Why don't you wait then? You just got to wait for a minute. Jeremiah McCann. Actually, that question was from non-aligned, not Jeremiah McCann. I got that wrong. That last question was from non-aligned. Jeremiah McCann wants to know, it's a show idea. Floor to flow. Build a 4-pedal board where none are used for their labelled purpose. And you're not allowed any multi-effects. Inspired by musical happy accidents that turn broken intent into new creations. Lovely. To the soundtrack of cute dog noises.
Yeah. You alright, baby?
So what would an example of that be then? I guess you could get away with using a distortion pedal as a boost, could you?
Yeah.
You could use a chorus as a rotary speaker.
Yes. Use a vibrato as a true chorus.
A delay as a doubler.
Yes.
Actually, a delay is like a little ring modulator type thing.
Yep. Use a tremolo as a ring modulator type thing.
We could do this.
Yeah.
We could do this.
I dig it.
Just working through the possibilities. Thank you, Jeremiah. I'm going to screen grab that.
Johnny T, delay for flange. Yeah. Delay for everything.
Yeah.
Delay is everything. You
Yeah.
get down small enough, it's everything. It's phaser. You know, frequency delay. Through phase
Damien
shifting.
Joseph. Hello, Damien. Damien says, Dan, could you please show the screw mod on your Jaguar? My tech was going to rewire mine to a 3-way, but it sounds like you have a more elegant solution.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's not here, so
Not here.
You can't see it, but just explain what you've done.
Just got a tiny little screw in the, so it's a 4 position on the switch. So I just got a tiny little screw and put it in the end.
The threads are big enough to grip
Just big enough to grip the plate.
but not so long that it goes into the cavity and damages
Correct.
anything.
Correct.
So you need to get a,
It's a tiny little thing. It's just
what, 3mm
not
diameter
even,
screw?
It's not even that. It's tiny.
But the
I'll
threads
measure
are going to have
the
to
couple
grip.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
And how long is the screw done?
oh, it's like just goes into the scratch plate. It's a very
Yeah.
small thing.
So a small screw. Does it have a Phillips or a straight head?
A Phillips.
Phillips head. And what metallic compound is the screw made of?
It's steel.
Steel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any idea on the percentages?
It'll be
Is it carbon reinforced steel?
no, but it has a level of cobalt.
Could you sharpen a kitchen utensil on it?
No, but you wouldn't want to stand on it in the dark.
Yeah.
Is you know,
If you stabbed it in your arm, how far would it go in?
just far enough to look cool and not cause too much damage.
And has it been effective? So it hasn't slid along, for example, when you flick the switch?
Not yet. Time will tell. But,
Yeah.
So I found it super annoying
Yeah.
going to that position because bridge, middle, neck. That's what I want. I don't
Yeah.
need. I
You
don't
want
need.
series.
Don't need the mucky muck.
Yeah.
Um,
There you go. Hopefully there was enough information in that. Very short screw, threads big enough to grip the gap in the
Yeah.
thing.
yeah, exactly that. Oh, I'm loving playing this guitar again.
Mark Hunter. Hello, Mark. Do you have a preferred method for polishing out pick marks? My son went full punk rock on my 335, and when I was out of town last week, I love the show. So you're saying that is this in the guitar finish or on the plastics, maybe? So if you go punk rock on the guitar and you end up hitting the body of the guitar with pick marks,
Right.
Is that what you mean, or is it on the pick guard?
I don't know. I really love marks left by my kids on my guitars. Except for a broken headstock, but...
Somebody's detuned this. Oh, it was me doing Dadgad last week.
Oh, right, okay. Bill Witherington says, leave them, it looks cool. Combustion Engine says, don't polish them, embrace them.
Yeah.
I tend to agree.
Just use the polish that's recommended for your finish. If it's if it's polyester or polyurethane finish, you can use almost anything. Household stuff.
The thing is, it becomes a story when your kids deface your instruments.
Such as this sticker
Such
here.
as that sticker there. So that is my daughter when she was 3. She's now 21. But when she was 3, she was walking around and she's just putting stickers on everything. I think we spent 50p down the newsagents and got her one of those sticker packs. And I was sat there playing this guitar one day and she just walks up and goes, "Ugh." And I'm like, that's where that lives now. And they've been there ever since, 18 years. There you go. The cherries.
Yeah. Other than that, just use a household cleaner. You have to be slightly more careful on nitro guitars. If it's a 335, then it probably is nitro cellulose.
I'm loving the lighter fluid thing. That's been really good.
Yeah, I've got various bottles of guitar polish. You get sent these things over the years. Duesenberg made one.
Yes.
Annie Ball have got them, and that can just work. But you know, bit of spit.
I remember when I had the acoustic guitar, when Johnny built that acoustic for me, and he French polished it all, he said, be careful with alcohol around it if you're drinking whiskey, because it'll just strip it right off.
Really?
Yeah, so if anything French polish, you put any alcohol, which is why you see the those French polished tables,
Yeah.
and people drinking whiskey glasses, if they put it down on the table, it goes straight through. And it takes...
Oh, French polishing is hilarious.
Oh, man.
Collins offered it as an upcharge once, and I think the upcharge was something insane, like $3,000 or
Yeah.
something.
So there's the video of Johnny making that
Okay,
guitar.
you need a wee wee. Let's go.
Johnny Kincaid made this beautiful acoustic guitar for me, and he French polished for me, and there's a video of him and he's doing it, and it's got like 300 coats or whatever, because the French polish is actually made, it's like discarded beetles' wings. It's this insane thing anyway, but he's doing it, and he said he puts on a coat every hour or so, and took him a month to finish it. And he's telling me the process, and he goes, yeah, you've got to, you wipe it on, and it, adds a layer and takes everything. And I said, I cannot believe that you do this. And he's doing it. He's going, yeah, I think I'm mad, because the process is so intensive. But it's a very hard finish. It's very thin and it's very hard. So for resonance on acoustic guitars, it's a really cool thing. But alcohol will strip it straight back. So you need to be a bit careful. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, but I would say, if you can, I mean, I don't know, but if you can live with the marks that your son has put on that guitar, if it's a guitar you're going to have forever, then it's a lovely story, and every time you look at that guitar, you'll think of your son, and I think that's really nice. I think of Liv every time I see this, and it's great. But if it's a guitar that you intend to move on one day, yeah, depending on where it is, if it's on the plastics, you may be able to rub them off. Look at whoever made the guitar. I think the 335. See what Gibson recommend. Yeah, it's a tricky one, but best of luck. Yeah, I hope you if it's your forever guitar, enjoy it. Enjoy the humanizing that your son has gifted you. Will Ratherington, lighter fluid works good to clean guitars. It works good to clean nitro, and it's really good to clean fretboards. The rosewood, it gets in there, cleans the gunk out, but it dries completely. There's no film, and that's the big thing about the lighter fluid.
When I was a child, my brother would hold the duvet down, spray lighter fluid under the duvet, and throw it back and set fire to it. Because it just burns the lighter fluid. You're very unlucky to cause a fire doing this. Don't do it, by the way.
Well,
He also-
Hendrix did that to his guitars and caused quite a lot of damage.
Different type of lighter fluid.
Oh, okay. Your brother...
He also used to tape bangers together and put them in a tin box and throw them in my room in the morning.
There's a reason your brother emigrated to Australia.
The late 70s.
It's his natural homeland.
The late 70s and early 80s was a different time.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
ever get throwdowns here? They were like caps from a cat gun.
Yeah.
But they were
And little paper things.
paper things you'd throw and they go bang!
Yeah. What
Oh.
rat kids throw around in towns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is what I was. Yeah, good luck, Mark. Plink Stringley says, howdy, gents. I'm looking forward to watching your latest rotary show later. Have you tried adding in a bit of tremolo at a different speed than the rotary? It adds a thump or warble that fills out the rotary sound nicely. Cheers. Yeah, it's a nice idea. I mean, rotary, as it is, ought to have two throbs, as it were. So adding in a third one, I guess, could be cool. Could be really cool. We should try
Yeah,
it.
if you could, that would be interesting. Put an EQ after the trem, take out all the top end so you just get the thump and then mix that back in parallel with it. That could be fun. I dig that.
Yeah, nice.
Yep.
We
Johnny
like
T.
it. Plink.
Yep, Johnny T says, Lark and Poa are in Bristol on the 19th of October. Have you made contact?
Right, no, we're going to.
Right. Dear Lark and Poe. Lark and or Poe. What everyone should do is go onto the Lark and Poe Facebook page and say, hey, I hear you guys are playing on the 19th of October.
No, we'll know someone who knows them. We just need to figure out. We'll work it out.
All
We'll
right.
work it out. See if
Then
they can
don't
make
do
it
that.
work. Mike Turner says, gents, any suggestions on how to get a cocked wah sound from other pedals other than a wah? Would an EQ work? Keep up the good work. Yes. An EQ would absolutely work, Mike.
It's a great way to do it.
And if I've got one to hand...
Yeah, you can do it either with a parametric EQ or a graphic EQ. Graphic EQ is the easier one where you can just see the notch. Parametric is interesting because you can sweep the frequency and boost it or cut it. So you just want to boost it and sweep it along till you find your cocked wah sound.
Obviously, Boss makes... Well, maybe it isn't anymore, but for years it was the industry standard, the G7. MXR makes a really nice 10-band one. And then with the graphic thing, as Dan just said, that is by far the easiest and quickest way to do it. But then you get into stuff like the Source audio programmable EQ, which you can select multiple bands within that to boost and cut. Boss EQ 200. There's lots out there, but I would say that's a great way to do it. A treble booster actually is not a million miles away from a cocked wah sound.
Yeah, it's a great way to do it because it's not... The biggest problem with a treble booster is that it was named a treble booster.
Yeah, because it's actually a high mid-range booster.
There you go.
Or even not even that high mid-range sometimes.
And you can, great cocked wah sounds and treble boosters for sure.
Yes.
Oh, Johnny D. Did you ever do this? And I don't want to encourage anyone to do this. This is our disclaimer. 2 bolts and a nut. You put a match head between the 2 bolts screwed together on either side of the nut. Throw the assembly in the air, and when it comes down, boom.
Nice.
Most fun in our childhood. Yes.
We had all sorts of fun with my father's shotgun cartridges.
Oh,
It
did you?
is a miracle
You
we're
survived.
both still in the game. Loads of jackets, motorcycle helmet, air rifles.
Oh, man.
Yep. It's growing up in the countryside before the internet. That's what that is.
Yeah. I mean, I had an air rifle as a kid. And, I was a bit of an idiot. And I used to cut the end off my shoelaces, fray one end out and put a pin in it and shove it in the air rifle and go. And it could go anywhere.
Oh.
It's very funny.
G Barge says, cheers guys, I'm off to walk my amplifier. Have a great week. Nice one, G. That's funny. That's probably funny. Todd Roy says, we kids of the 70s and 80s are lucky to be alive.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
The
man.
latchkey generation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember drinking from the hose?
I remember drinking from my mum and dad's Demi Johns.
What's a demijohn?
The thing you make homemade wine in.
Now, because
I don't remember drinking from the hose.
we were...
From the tap.
It might be an Australian thing, but you'd run around outside and because you weren't allowed to come back inside.
Oh, I see.
And then all you had was all you had was the tap and the hose. But I remember coming home from a sports day in Australia, and it was so hot and I was so thirsty. I just wanted to drink something cold. And so the first alcohol I ever had, the only thing in the fridge was my stepdad's beer. I think that's all he drank. And I'm like, it's cold, and it had the beaded bit of water around it, and on a hot day after sports day, and it looked so good. I'm like, right, I'm in. And I took the cap off, and I just went, and I just gulp, 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 and I was like, it was the most disgusting thing.
How old were you?
Probably 10 or 11.
Yeah. Did you get scolded?
I don't think so. I think
Right.
I just poured the rest of it down the sink and threw the bottle in his pile.
It's an
So that
honest
was fine.
mistake, Guff.
Yeah.
Hobo Roadie says, my cohort survived Evil Knievel. Well, most of us.
Man.
Yeah, man.
It's that great thing on The Simpsons where they did the episode on Evil Knievel, and Bart Simpson wants to be a stuntman, like an Evil Knievel dude, and they wheel him. They bring Bart into Evil Knievel's hospital thing after he tried to do a jump,
Yeah.
and doctor says, "Listen, we're trying to discourage this young man from doing it." He says, "Give me a minute alone with the boy." Doctor says that, goes outside and goes, "Good on you, son. Chicks dig scars."
Yeah, man. There's a documentary about Evil Knievel. I'm sure there are many, but I watched one.
Unreal.
He was unhinged.
Yeah.
Unhinged. Literally. Hopefully that was useful, Mike. EQ pedal, treble booster. Yeah, those are probably the two most obvious ways. Some overdrive pedals have parametric mids, so you could really boost like somewhere between, I don't know, 800 and 2K. Boost that region, and that will be a sort of cocked wiry sort of sound. Yeah, that might work. Benjamin Hooper. Hello, Benjamin. He says, just a heads up, Madison Cunningham is playing the Trinity Centre in Bristol on the 2nd of March 2026. Can't wait. Take a question from the cat. We know Madison Cunningham is playing in March 2026 because she probably is coming on this show.
Oh, man.
Don't want to jinx it. I have already jinxed it, but we have fair confirmation that it will be happening, so
Unreal.
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah. Rubber Bridge, baby.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah, honestly, Revolver is genuinely one of my favourite albums of all time.
Mm-hmm. It's astonishing.
Yeah. Did I just say Revolver?
I know, I agree. Revolver's also one of my favourite ones.
It's one of my favourite albums of all time that I can't remember the
name of.
bloody title of. Oh man, what's wrong with me? Revealer.
Revealer, there you go.
Apologies. Apparently it might have been called Revolver Early Doors.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Revealer. Sorry, my
Liv
mistake.
does a version of
Life According to Rachel,
that.
the ballad.
Yes, Liv does a version of that in her solo set, and it's amazing.
Yeah, she's awesome. Good. Andrew R. D&M, what musical item do you regret purchasing?
Oh, I don't know. It's all a journey.
I did regret buying the keyboard because it made me feel bad, but now Dan's using it.
Making me feel bad.
Oh, is it? We
It's-
bought a weighted piano keyboard in the hope to try and
Yeah,
learn to play
it's
keyboards. But it's impossible.
It's hard. I love, and Jack goes, it's easy. What did I regret buying? Let's see. I regretted buying the gem when I was 18 only because I couldn't really afford it at the time, and I put myself through a lot of hardship, and then it wasn't the guitar for me, really. I mean, I'm glad I went there and doing all the rock shenanigans. I found this crazy picture of me in that guitar. A friend found it and sent it over. But as part of the story, so do I regret buying it? I wish I had known about a Strat then. I had no clue about anything.
Yeah, well, none of us did. Because the internet didn't exist and guitar magazines were too expensive, etc., etc. Like everything you learned, you either had to believe something somebody also ill-informed told you,
Yeah.
or you had to find out for yourself. I think at the time you regret it. Like I deeply regret buying my RG550 because I spent so long waiting for it, got it,
Okay.
realised that this was not for me and sold it within 2 weeks and lost a load of money. So at the time, those are the things you regret. But as you get a bit older and marginally wiser, you realise that, I'm going to quote Eckhart here and say that the universe gives you what you need at the time you need it most. And so I needed that RG550
Yeah.
when
okay.
I was 16 as
I dig that.
a path to learning and awareness.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to fall off the horse, haven't you?
Yeah. I dig
Hopefully
that.
not breaking your neck and back. But yeah, so at the time you regret it because of the cash you lose.
Yeah.
And then maybe that impedes you buying something else, but it's all valuable learning. What have I bought recently that I didn't love? I am having a sort of love-hate relationship with the Landau Overdrive.
Oh, okay. And that was some fun vouchers.
Yeah, that was a lot of money. That was 450 quid, I think. And I keep thinking about selling it, and I'm like, no, I'll learn how to use it one day. What else? Apart from that, not really. Yeah, at the time, we've all bought loads of stuff that we realise doesn't work for us, and you've got to move on. That's the great thing about buying used gear. If you buy at the right price, you can always sell it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
As long as you learn from it, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah. Groovy.
Across the groovy.
Todd Roy says Mick needs to get a vintage Telecaster. Yeah, I know. Honestly, if Dan and I didn't do this show and it wasn't his guitar, I think I'd probably play a Tele.
Really?
Yeah, I love them. Like in my last loud band, my second main guitar was a Tele. I absolutely love them.
You should play one then.
Nah. The people wouldn't like it.
No, I
You wouldn't like it.
I
And
would-
I'm
Dude.
now another 20 years down the line. So Strats and 335s, that's my thing now, I would say. And the Les Paul, of course.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd play a Les Paul.
Yeah.
But it is the perfect electric guitar.
It is. Put a Floyd Rose on it.
Yeah. EMGs.
Lock it up here. Dig this out a bit further. Put a 22nd fret on there.
I think if you got rid of this, you could probably do 36 frets.
Okay. Really dig it out.
Yeah.
Okay, done. Then it's the perfect guitar. I love that.
Anyway, good. Folks, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks everyone. That was really fun tonight. That whizzed past.
Yeah. Friday show, good old-fashioned pedal show with just 5 pedals that we really like.
Yeah.
One is a new thing that's coming out on the 8th, whenever that is. And the Paul David's Cornerstone Reverb, which I think is fair to say we were both quite impressed with.
Yeah. Yeah, I did not expect that.
Nor me.
Yeah.
That sounds bad to say that, but I didn't expect that. I mean, why wouldn't it be amazing? Paul is amazing. Cornerstone Emilio is amazing. It would be amazing. I guess we just heard a lot of reverb pedals, is the truth. But it's really spectacular. Anyway, not that we've given the game up. Also, really interesting in that show, Mr. Tamura, who designed, Susumu Tamura, who designed the Tube Screamer, has released his magnum opus
Oh, man.
version of that pedal, and we'd rather like that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's worth watching. There were some crazy good sounds on that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Good. All right. Thanks for being with us, everyone. We will see you Friday for more fun. And there's another experience day this Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Get in. Happy days. All lovely fun with lovely humans. What are we having for dinner tonight? We're not sharing the same space this evening.
I might give dinner a miss tonight. I had a massive lunch,
Oh, okay, fair enough.
and I had cooked a roast yesterday. I had leftover roast yesterday. I'm still feeling it.
Nice. We had a roast dinner yesterday. All right, play us out, Dan. See you soon, people.